What's up, YouTube? It smells like Vin here, and it has been a long time since I posted anything, whether it be a vlog or a review. And I guess first I want to say how you guys doing. You know, it's been a while, and I'm happy I'm excited for the comments of this video to see how all you guys are doing. But you know, lately I've not really been in the mood to make reviews, and I've been kind of thinking about maybe why that is, because it was never that I lost interest. I just think I got sort of tired of the way that I would film reviews, which was, okay, I'd have to have the music going, you know, I'd have to talk really in depth about it, and it was fun, and it was a really good way to do reviews in my opinion. But I think it sort of took a lot out of me, and it took more time than I wanted it to take, and it was just kind of a tedious process. So it's summer. I've been listening and already have listened to so many good bands and albums that I really want to start reviewing. So I kind of have like an endless pool of albums to review. And, you know, I'm just gonna make my reviews a little bit more relaxed, you know. More just me talking, and just maybe even a little bit rambly, which some people may not like. But I'm just gonna I'm not gonna be so critical anymore of the time period and the this and the that. I'm just gonna be really free-form, really relaxed, and just talk about it as if I was talking to my friend about an album. So, I actually don't feel that great today. I work on the weekends now, and today's a Monday, and I gotta admit, my sleep schedule isn't that great. I go to bed a little bit earlier on the days I gotta work, obviously, but last night I stayed up until like 4, and so I'm kind of on no sleep, and I don't feel that great. My head sort of hurts, but that's okay. And what are we gonna talk about today? Well, like I said, I've been listening to so many good bands where I really didn't know what to review. But I am gonna review for you guys today Machine Head by Deep Purple. And I have come to the conclusion, for a couple reasons, that the 70s were early to mid 70s, were some of the best years in music history. Hawkwind, Floyd, Zeppelin, Purple, Sabbath, and the list can go on, obviously. And I love everything about the early 70s. It was such a cool time in everything from the music to the literature and all this cool stuff that is just, it was a really cool time. And I've been really drawn to a lot of 70s music, obviously, lately. And Deep Purple is just another one to add to the list. I've been a Zeppelin fan, Sabbath fan for years. You know, well, maybe Black Sabbath for like almost 3 years, but Zeppelin for years. And I just kind of got into Deep Purple recently, and they are, as I've heard many times, a fantastic band. So, Machine Head, released in 1972. And Machine Head is considered to be the part of the big 3 of hard rock albums in the 70s, that being Black Sabbath's Paranoid, Led Zeppelin 4 or Untitled, and Machine Head by Deep Purple. Now personally, I'd have to change that list. I would keep it Machine Head by Deep Purple, Master of Reality by Black Sabbath, and then either Houses of the Holy or Led Zeppelin 2 for Led Zeppelin, but it's just me. And I will probably start reviewing more Sabbath, because they are one of my favorite bands ever, so you guys can look forward to that too. Oh, I'm doing reviews. That's cool. That was my brother. So, yeah. Deep Purple. This album, in my opinion, kind of exemplifies what Deep Purple are all about, and it is just really, really driving, almost proto-metal, if you will. And the thing I love about Deep Purple is they have such a distinguished sound, like Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath. They do their own thing. And personally, I have not heard any of the other marks, as they call it, because if you know Deep Purple, you know that the band had so many lineup changes, they just named it Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, and Mark 4, which is pretty funny. And Mark 2 consisted of Ian Gillan on vocals, Ian Pace on drums, Richie Blackmore on guitars, Roger Glover on bass, and John Lord on organs and keyboards and stuff. And what they forged together, these five guys, is just a classic sound, okay? You get awesome, hard, really, really dirty, distorted guitar riffs by Richie. Fantastic, amazing keyboard playing by John Lord. Rest in peace, he died 2012, I believe, so very, very recently. And really, really thick bass lines. The bass is always audible. Roger is he's not like a mind-blowing bassist, but he's one of those musicians where you gotta give him respect. He's extremely good at his instrument, and he's kind of the glue along with Ian Pace that keeps all the other musicians together, obviously, because that's what a rhythm section does. And then awesome drumming by Ian. Now, Ian Gillan is an amazing singer, and he's probably one of the best singers of the 70s by far, along with, Robert Plant and the like. And his vocals can go from really kind of shouts, like on the classic Highway Star and Space Truckin', all the way to the really, really high-pitched stuff that is on those songs as well. It's a 7-track record containing some of the band's most popular songs, as in dun, 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 dun. Everyone knows that song, Smoke on the Water. I probably didn't even need to say it. I knew the song way before I heard the album, as well as Highway Star, and that song is fantastic. But, I think the thing that I really love about this record is how tight the musicians are. These guys really do have their own brand of hard rock. I mean, I don't really mean to compare them to all these other bands, but I think the best way to explain it is to compare them. Take a band like Led Zeppelin, blues-influenced, band, really, really, but I don't want to just stop at bluesy, because obviously Led Zeppelin's first 2 albums are really bluesy, then they kind of take that in different directions. But, then you get again a band like Black Sabbath, really, really heavy, distorted, even psychedelic in a lot of places, but not overly psychedelic. But Deep Purple were very classical influenced. John Lord is a classically trained, I believe. I'm not totally sure on that, but they did this thing before they released their first album with the Mark II lineup, which was In Rock, and which is another really, really good album. And they did this thing with an orchestra. So that right there kind of shows that they were more classically influenced. And they were really big on kind of jamming and improvisation as far as their live stuff goes. And they did have some great live shows, made in Japan, stuff like that. And so, yeah, this album really is just a great collection of early 70s hard rock. Riffs everywhere, amazing keyboard playing, great vocals, really, really amazing drumming. And I think this album is one of those albums where you just name a few songs and everybody knows them. Highway Star, Smoke on the Water, Space Truckin', and then of course it's those are the 3 big songs on the album, but then you get other amazing songs like Maybe I'm a Leo, which the highlight for me is the John Lord keyboard solo. Never Before, which is a great song, has a great groove. Pictures of Home, which is more of a speed metal-y song, pretty fast. Lazy, which is more of a jam-based song. It's like 7 minutes, and it only has a minimal amount of vocals, but again, extremely good example of the way that Jon Lord and Ritchie Blackmore would kind of meld together to create this wall of just distorted noise. And it's like under 40 minutes, I believe. It's either 40 minutes or a little under, but perfect time. The production, fantastic. The drums sound so punchy and snappy. The organ is always audible. The guitar has a really thick, vintage, classic 70s tone to it. And it's just fantastic. So, Deep Purple's Machine Head. There's really not much to say about it other than that it is a classic 70s record. I love it. I love the lineup that this band had at the time. 5 musicians that really knew how to play off each other well, and just kind of use each other's strengths to improve themselves. And they work together fantastically on this record. Deep Purple and the Mark II lineup was just one of the best bands, I think, of the 70s. And yeah, I'm gonna give this album. I'm not gonna rate it. It's just a classic album. I'm sick of giving albums ratings because I always look back and I say, hey, maybe should I have rated that something different or whatever. Awesome album. I'm gonna continue to get into these guys more. I already have been listening to In Rock a lot, which is a great record. I plan on listening to Fireball, which I'm psyched for. And then I got Made in Japan planned too. I'm gonna check that out because I love live albums, especially from the late 60s, early 70s era. And on a side note, I am forming a band. Well, I already did. It's me and my friend Corey. He plays guitar. And we're kind of like a stoner metal, doom metal sort of band. Very, very influenced by vintage Sabbath and Zeppelin and Purple, at least at my end. He's also a fan of that sort of thing. So we've been jamming, making some cool music, and we're gonna get a bassist. Who we've been friends with for a while. And so, if you guys would like, I can start uploading some of the jams that we play just to get some feedback, and maybe you guys can give some feedback on what you think about it, what you like, what you don't like about it, just constructive criticism, if my band is into that, of course. And yeah, I'm gonna start doing some Sabbath reviews because I really need to get to more Sabbath. I love that band so much, and I'm surprised I haven't reviewed them. It's kind of strange. So, well, I have once, but it wasn't that great. It was Master Reality, but I'm gonna do it again. But yeah, Smells Like Vin. It was good to be back. I'm feeling good. Well, today I feel like shit, but I feel good that I'm doing reviews again, and share, comment, and I'm excited to see what you guys think. And if you want me to review any other albums from this era, leave a comment. Thanks.